Hey guys, welcome back to the Unspoken Soul podcast, where we want to bring awareness and understanding towards one of taboo topic in Malaysia, which is sexual harassment. My name is Romy.
And I'm Ayu, and we're here representing Unspoken Soul.
Yeah, so back in episode 1, we have talked about what is sexual harassment, and in episode 2, we were joined by the director of our campaign, Michelle Atzel, where we talk about the stories and
why do they afraid to speak up?
Why the victims are afraid to speak up and all that. And in today's episode, we will focus on the effects of sexual harassment. Yeah.
And what can you do if you've been sexually harassed lah? Yes. Alright, so the first one is on effects of sexual harassment would be psychological. Right? It includes shame, embarrassment, fear and feelings of being unsafe, self-blame, guilt and humiliation, sense of helplessness, reduced self-esteem or self-worth, reduced self-confidence. There will be also serious mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, phobias, post-traumatic stress disorder, which is PTSD, self-harm, suicidal ideation, attempted or completed suicide, dysfunctional behavioral patterns to cope with the trauma such as alcoholism, addiction, and etc. Yeah,
and as for physical effects, it can consist of like unexplainable stomach aches, headaches and fatigue, changes in appetite and sleep, and there could be also effect at your employment or education related, such as inability to concentrate, decreased academic or job satisfaction, decline in academic performance or work productivity, absenteeism, transfer from educational institution or organization, and resignation or dismissal from workplace. So from here we can see like sexual harassment, it affects a person in various different ways, psychological, physical,
employment, education related.
Like it's a serious matter because like once a person has been sexually harassed, it's not like they can't function properly. It's just that they will always have trauma lingering around their brain.
It will stay forever. It's like a tattoo in their heart. That's how you see it. So like psychological aspect, there is this fear and feelings of being unsafe. It's like you go anywhere, you go everywhere, you feel unsafe. Even in like your own room, you feel like you're not safe there. Even if after you locked. It's like the story that we tell you guys on the second episode. Her own family member harassed her. So it can be like the effects can be like the fear and feelings of being unsafe because she was in her own house.
She was in the comfort of her home.
Safe place. So they can feel unsafe even in a place where they call home. That's how it is.
And as for the self-blame, guilt and humiliation, this is where like the victim blaming plays a part. Because like in our society, as you guys know, like victim blaming is the go-to answer for every single sexual harassment case. Like what were you wearing, what were you doing walking at that time, like you weren't supposed to walk there or something like that. Like there'll be self-blame, guilt and humiliation. Like they're not supposed to feel this thing because they were not the one who
asking for it.
They didn't ask for it and they didn't do anything wrong. They just went along their day and just someone apparently think it's okay to just like harass them, catcall them, like maybe touch them unwantedly and stuff. So and as for like physical, like it can be seen. I feel like you can see when someone change drastically after they're been sexually harassed. Like it says here like unexplainable stomach ache, headaches and fatigue, and changes in appetite and sleep. Like I feel like they will lose more weight.
It can be also like not just lose weight, they can also gain weight also from that.
Stress eating.
Stress eating or things like that. But sometimes they don't really show that much of a how do I see this effects like physically, but they at the back of like people, they will be like they have all of these symptoms but they don't show it to people. It can be also like that. And also for like employment, education related, they weren't able to concentrate. Cannot concentrate on their works, on their studies, and also decreased academic or job satisfaction. They don't really wanna. They are not interested in the job anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and academic. Yeah. So yeah, it's the effect. It's really, how do I say this? It's really
Broad.
Yeah. It can be different for every people lah. It doesn't mean that everyone that would harass will experience all of this. No, it different from each people. Yeah, some might have psychological, some might experience physical, and some maybe employment or education related. Yeah.
So from this effect, like there are some things that you can do. Like if you've been sexually harassed, I mean it's easier said than done, but like it's good. We just want you guys to know like some of these steps, just in case you are in that awful situation.
Yeah.
Speak up, which is, I know, hard.
It is very hard.
Yeah. And like don't be afraid or ashamed to speak up if you are the victim of sexual harassment. Like this can be scary if your assailant or your perpetrator has like a bigger build.
Yeah, a bigger build. Like they have bigger influence on people.
Yeah.
Or like that.
Because like people tend to believe them more, or like if they have bigger build, they can like hurt you. It can turn into an assault rather than a harassment.
Yeah. It's even worse if the harasser have this reputation, like good reputation, and nobody will actually trust you. But it doesn't mean that you need to stop speaking out.
Yeah.
Because there's actually lots of platform where you can speak up and people will believe you. And mostly it's on social media.
Which leads next to our step, which leads to our next step which is to collect evidence. And if you are sexually harassed on social media, make sure you screen capture all images, videos, or messages, or voice recordings as evidence. Or even when you're sexually harassed physically, like if possible, record the incident so that people will believe their story, because people like to dismiss people when like they confront. When they confide in people. So it's best to have evidence, even though you don't have to have evidence.
But for you, maybe like go back to the law. Maybe if you want to sue them, it's best for you to have evidence lah.
And then like
make a police report immediately. This one, even if like the harassment is minor or immature, there is an element of sexual harassment. You continue to make report to the authorities. Some people might have experience of reporting this to the police, and there's also stories where they were blamed. They were victim blamed when they reported to the police. We got what you were experienced, but at least we have to report. But I know it's hard. It's hard. It's easy to be said than be done.
Yeah.
And then ask for help from close or trusted person. Make sure you have someone you can trust for help or protection. Maybe you need to like meluah, or like you just need to get it from your chest, get it out loud from your chest. Then tell your closest friend, tell anybody that is close to you that you trust 100%. Then just tell them.
It's best to confide in people that you trust, because they're most likely to support you if you go into like legal cases or anything. They will show support if you take it to the social media. Like the bigger the trust you have on others, and like when the trust is mutual, it's easier to like fight the sexual harasser. So like besides that, what can I do when I witness sexual harassment? So there's like multiple things. There are like many people who were aware of harassment, assaults, but they did nothing. The social phenomenon is being less likely to aid a victim, where when there are many people, there is known
as the bystander effect, or like bystander
apathy.
Which is according to Elsner et al. 2018, there are some actions you can take if you witness someone being harassed sexually. And of course, you should always be concerned for your own safety, okay? So
the first one is assess the situation. Figure out the actual situations and the best way to intervene before taking any action. It is important that you avoid putting yourself in danger, because doing so could worsen the problem. Ask yourself, are you safe? Is the person being harassed at threat or physical harm? Will intervening directly make things worse? Are there other people around who can support you? So yeah, you should like assess the situation, make sure like there'll be people that support you around you, so that you don't get hurt, the victim don't get hurt, because this situation can escalate very quickly.
And it can like goes wrongly actually. And also second one would be direct intervention. You can step in to stop the harassment directly if you feel it's safe to do so, and addressing the harasser directly is necessary to do. Right? It's important to be tough and refuse to apologize for stopping them in their tracks. You can say that's harassment. Don't talk to them like that, or like that's unacceptable. Okay, so these are the few examples that you can say to the harasser. It's not necessary for what you say to be smart or clever. It only needs to alert the person that what they are doing is incorrect. Okay, if the harasser responds, don't engage in an agreement. Instead, interact with the person who is being harassed. Right, you focus more on the victim. You just say like that's harassment, don't talk to them like that, or that's unacceptable. And if it's like in public, you can just say it out loud.
Because it's easier to gain support, and like people will like stare, and like the harasser will probably feel shame. And just give support to the victim directly. Don't wait until like it's too late. Because you never know what they're feeling. They might be feeling really intense emotion that they need just support from anyone at that moment. And then the other one is distraction. According to Rape, Abuse and Incest National Network, RAINN, creating a distraction can also help stop the incident if you prefer to not interact with the harasser or feel that the situation would worsen if you did. You do that by interacting with the harassed person, not discussing the harassment, but rather by talking about something unrelated. You could act lost, inquire about the time, greet them as if you know them, offer to go for a drink, or take a walk with them. To literally get in the path of the harasser, you can place yourself between them and their target. However, you should only do this if you are not putting yourself in danger. So when you see someone is being harassed, just come up to them and pretend that you know them and be like, hey, you want to go for a drink? Oh my god, I'm sorry I'm late, I was lost. No, don't say you're lost, just say that you were late for traffic or something. This will bring them to a safe place. You can bring them away from the harasser and just keep them safe until like the harasser go away, hopefully.
At this point we can just hope.
True.
And like the last one would be find someone to support you lah. So if you are the victim, you don't want to get involved directly. You can still aid by locating someone in a position of power who can handle the problem. So wherever you are, that individual will be different, but some examples includes a bus driver, or like a teacher, a shop manager, a bouncer, or like security officer, or it can be like an admin, a clerk. Clerk, I don't know, but you get what I mean.
It's important to have like these people who are in the position of power, because like like generally people are scared of people who has like titles and stuff. But then again, like when you go to the police, sometimes they don't even take the case seriously.
They don't.
I mean, I've seen bouncer at clubs taking sexual harassment cases seriously more than police does, so that's weird. But anyway, that's the point. Like, just go to someone who has the authority or has like strong title, strong influence, and just tell them like, hey, I'm being sexually harassed right now, can you like I seen a person being sexually harassed right now, can you help me, help them, stuff like that. Because it could really help the situation to like not make it escalate into worse situation. So
okay, there's also like some myth and facts.
The myths and facts about sexual harassment. Do you want to go first?
There's like myth where the seriousness of sexual harassment has been exaggerated. Most so-called harassment is trivial and harmless flirtation. This is what we have been saying from the first episode until now, right? People would think that it's just a flirtation, it's just harmless, it's nothing,
it's compliment.
It's a compliment. No guys, it's not, right? So the fact is, sexual harassment can be devastating. Studies indicate that most harassment has nothing to do with flirtation or sincere sexual or social interest. Rather, it is very offensive, often frightening and insulting. So research shows that survivors are often forced to leave schools or jobs to avoid harassment. And many experience serious psychological and also health-related problems lah.
Yeah, just like we mentioned just now, like shame, embarrassment, fear, feelings unsafe.
Yeah.
So yeah, remember that.
Yes, and the second would be the myth. So many victims make up and report stories of sexual harassment to get back at their employers or others who have angered them. So the fact is that research shows that less than 1% of complaints are fault. Less than 1%. In fact, survivors rarely file complaints even when they are justified in doing so.
Yeah, I feel like mostly in workplace,
Yeah.
there's a lot of sexual harassment cases where bosses would like ask for sexual favors and stuff,
Yup.
and they are more than like, how to say it? They deserve. Oh yeah, I mean like it's justified if they want to bring the case to like HR, but sometimes they just, they are forced to like quit their job or like, move to
Yes.
another place.
And sometimes they will be like, it's nothing.
Yeah,
You guys are making up stories.
yeah.
You've
And
never done that. Yeah, things like
that's like gaslighting the victim already.
that. Yeah, gaslighting.
Yeah.
Or
And then as for the next myth, women who are sexually harassed generally provoke harassment by the way they look, dress, and behave. Now this we all have been saying is false. It's not true. Fact is, harassment does not occur because women dress provocatively or initiate sexual activity in the hope of getting promoted and advancing their careers. Studies have found that victims of sexual harassment vary in physical appearance, type of dress, age, and behavior. The only thing they have in common is that 99% of them are female. That's it.
yes, it's sad, but yeah, it's a sad truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like people are getting sexually harassed left and right, literally from their baby. Like
Yeah.
we literally read those cases in
Yeah.
the news. Even old people, I guess, like
Yeah.
they sexually harassed. Like literally, there's no age limit,
Yep. None.
or there's no age limit. There's no dress limit. Like when people want to sexually harass, they sexually harass. They don't care who you are, but like, they just use those as an excuse. But then again, those are literally stupid excuses.
Yes, and that's what heartbreaking about sexual harassment. Yeah.
Like people just victim blames.
Yeah. Victim blame, victim blame,
Yeah.
victim blame.
Yeah.
But never support. Yeah. So the last myth would be if you ignore harassment, it will go away.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it will not. Research has shown that simply ignoring the behavior is ineffective. Alright? Harassers generally will not stop on their own. Ignoring such behavior may even be seen as agreement or encouragement. Okay, see guys?
Yeah.
See guys.
Like if you're just being a bystander or anything, you're basically enabling the behavior.
Yeah, you're enabling. You're basically supporting the harasser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're like scared of like doing anything, like go back to our point just now. Just find someone that can support you
Yeah.
in helping the victim. Like
Yep.
it's not that hard to like find someone of authority or that. It's more hard for the victim to look for help than you looking for help for the victim.
Yep.
You have to remember that because victims, they need as much support as they can, because it's already hard enough for them to convince others that their story is real, and like asking for support is already hard enough for them.
Yeah. It's very hard.
So yeah, those are just some of the myths and facts that we have about sexual harassment. So yeah, in today's episode we've managed to talk about the effects of sexual harassment and what can you do if you've been sexually harassed, what can you do when you witness a sexual harassment, and also like the myths and facts of sexual harassment. So yeah, we hope that you take something from this podcast, and and also this is our last episode.
Yes.
And I just want to remind everyone that our campaign will be happening on the 3rd and 4th of January 2023, Tuesday and Wednesday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the lobby of Faculty of Language and Communication. The entry is free and there will be a lot of interactive activities that you can join. And I'm pretty sure by this time, you'll be seeing us around Unimas in our little booth at FEB, FLC, and also the Pavilion. And also there will be Google link where you guys can submit your stories, your confession, where we will paste it on the wall. Of course, the submission will be anonymous. Don't worry, everything will be discreet. So don't forget to join our event, and from that, thank you so much from me, Rami, and
Ayu.
and thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.